Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's DAYYY Media coming at you with another video. You know what time it is. It's time to bring on that boxing. Today we're going to be talking about KSI. You know, he fought two opponents in his event. I believe is at the O2 Arena. I think they sold out. That's what I'm hearing. It could be a rumor. Either way, it was a pretty interesting event. You know, an exciting undercard. Whether or not you guys follow these guys, whether or not you think it's good for the sport of boxing to have these influencers kind of matching up, you have to admit that this event did get a lot of attention. So that's the main reason why I'm covering it, because it was a spectacle. I always call these events kind of like spectacles because, you know, even though they're not the best boxers in the world, they know how to entertain people. They know how to sell these fights, much like a Jake Paul. But we're here to talk about KSI. He went into this event as the starting event. The starting bout, actually, he fought Swarms, who is, I believe he's a UK rapper, and he's collaborated on songs with KSI, who is also invested in the music world, and you know he has his own content when it comes to music. They're saying it's very successful, but that's like besides the point. We're here to talk about his boxing ability, and you know he came out very composed as opposed to the first Logan Paul fight that we saw. It was a lot of less wild swinging and more, you know, patience and composure from KSI, which I was very impressed with, you know, especially from a guy who's not technically a professional boxer, but, you know, he's fighting on the stage that, you know, many professional boxers fight on, and some don't even get to fight on that kind of stage. So respect to KSI, because he is such a big influence in the UK and around the world. He has many fans. I'm a fan of his. I know a lot of his, you know, work that he does on YouTube. It's very entertaining stuff. So if you haven't seen KSI, go check him out. He's an entertaining guy. He's definitely a character. But you know, in terms of his boxing ability, he does seem to have power that, you know, is alarming for his opponents. If you stand straight up with the guy and try to fight him toe to toe, it's not going to be good for you, especially if you have little to no boxing experience like his opponent did. And then, you know, he dropped him a few times, but eventually the guy just wasn't willing to get up from one of the knockdowns, and then the ref called the fight. So I guess you could call it a TKO or a KO, whatever you guys want to call it. It's hard to call those decisions nowadays, whether it's a TKO or a KO. It's a different time now. You know, refs are more careful, which is a good thing. It's always important. You know, the fighter's health is the main priority for sure. But I guess you could say, you know, some people want to see the brutal knockout that, you know, maybe a Mike Tyson would have put on somebody, or, you know, Deontay Wilder or a prime Anthony Joshua would do. They're definitely more careful with the sport, especially with these guys, probably because, you know, they're not really even boxers. They just kind of get their license. It's not that hard to get a boxing license and start fighting professionally. And I think the bout was sanctioned. I'm not sure if it was amateur or professional, but you know, KSI won his first fight. He had a little outfit change. He was wearing black in the first fight and then wore white in the second. And he fought a Mexican fighter, Pineda. I forgot his first name, to be honest. I had no idea. I looked up his box rec. It was like he had more losses than wins. He lost twice, but you know, he went in there. He's the bigger fighter. I think he was like 3 inches taller than KSI. Big kid. Didn't really use his size at all to his advantage. He was claiming that KSI was hitting him in the back of the head, but he kind of had that posture where he was dipping his head forward, and you know, those overhand rights that KSI like to throw, they're going to land behind your head if that's your posture. He just wasn't a very skilled professional boxer. I think I could have done better than that guy. And I've never even, you know, put gloves on or hit pads or anything. I just watch the sport and, you know, try to study as much as I can. But you know, KSI, he technically beat a professional boxer. The guy had a box rec, so you got to give him some sort of credit. He technically fought a professional boxer before Jake Paul, so a lot of people are kind of, you know, yanking Jake Paul's chain, you know, with that information. You know, it was an interesting performance, interesting event. You know, respect to KSI for getting those wins, but will he up the competition, maybe fight a Jake Paul or a Tommy Fury or a Chavez Jr.? Asim Rockman obviously is fighting Vitor Belfort, and I think it's in October or something, but KSI is kind of like, you know, advertising that event. But he got the job done. His brother also won his first professional fight. I think he lost 3 times, and this was his first win. So it was a big night for KSI and his brother DAYYY. It was interesting to see, just because I think KSI has been hard on his brother, because he hasn't won a fight. He doesn't believe that DAYYY trained as hard as he should have and all that. So it was good to see them get a win. The brothers get a good win, and they seem to kind of rekindle their relationship as siblings. So that's always a good thing. But these guys won their fights. We'll see what they do next. We'll watch it closely. Oh, maybe from afar, but we'll let you know if anything big happens with these fighters. If Jake Paul gets in the mix, KSI didn't call out Jake Paul, so we'll see what happens in the future. But respect to these guys for winning their fights. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Well, that's gonna do it for another DAYYY Media video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for the constant love and support. Salute to you guys always. It's been your boy.